Good evening. Hello.
You sure we're
Welcome
live?
to. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Um,
good, good.
yeah, there's a few people watching. Thanks, everyone. We're here for another session of the rundown, which ran into 2 hours last week, so we don't want to do that because it was fun though.
It
But
was interesting, but
you're welcome. But I do actually have a lot to talk about this week, which is annoying. On top of your more serious, more focused, relevant to Uniball stuff. I do actually some bits are Uniball related, but yeah. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve, and that's Tebbs over
hello.
there that way. I always get the pointing wrong, man. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go through as always, like Uniball stuff. Anything in Britball that you guys want to talk about, let us know. It doesn't have to just be Uniball. Preseason started. Oh, NFL. We do need to. We definitely need to. We'll probably start
Why?
with this
What
one.
happened there? Something happened?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something
I've
happened
got
this
our
week?
own. And yeah, whatever else comes up, as well as my little short list of stuff. So yeah, um, you know, hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't, just don't watch it again. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
there you go.
I
Simple
don't give
as.
a fuck.
Simple as.
Yeah, yeah. Don't tell us. Just don't come back. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Tebbs has managed to dial in. Oh look, this is a lovely. Oh, we're gonna. Hold on. I just want to take the piss out of Tebbs first, but he's managed to dial in from like a little kid's microwave cooker thing.
Yep.
Um, which it's impressive you managed to do that, but you're
Hey man,
suffering a bit.
I didn't have I
Like,
didn't have a camera. Now I've got a camera, but I've MacGyvered it, mate. I've scrap heap challenged this camera together. So be thankful that I'm talking to you right now. Mate, I'm
oh yeah,
talking
I
to you
should,
from
yeah.
I'm talking to you from the year 1960 with this camera. So just bear with me. It was a
Just
heavy
like
night.
a.
It was a Super Bowl last night. I said, I just want to go to bed. Simply,
Mm.
I do this for you, all you people out there, wherever my camera is on my phone. For you out there, I just want to go to bed. Let me go to
Well,
bed,
so,
but I've got to play music because that's more important than my health.
well, we'll get to that. Hold on. Let me just quickly bring up Grant's. Grant said, "Thanks everyone that donated to the Caesars GoFundMe." Is it? Is that over, Grant? Is that done? Like I knew what was going on. I was going to actually contact you about it to do something with the Emily Fund, but I'm a busy motherfucker and I didn't do it. But it looked like it went really well. So yeah, Grant, give us a little update in the comments just so I can sort of read that out. But yeah, big thanks to Grant for everyone for the Caesars thing. So what happened was, I think it was like they lost all their gear like rats at it or something. Is that right, Tebbs? I'm
Something
not,
like that, I believe.
I didn't
Yeah.
dream that, right? There was like a
No,
they were
I saw the thing on BBC, and I believe it was some vermin got in and started eating the kit.
yeah. So just I remember seeing it quantified like how much it was, and it's just a killer when that happens to clubs. So it's good to see people have like rallied round. It's good that the BBC so Grant said it's blown up and blew up and ended up number 2 on the BBC News website, which yeah, really good. Really good for you guys and yeah, let us know what the figures are. I mean, I might when you're going off on a chat, Tebs, have a look at myself and just see if I can update it. But Jesus Christ!
Christ alive! Well, fair play to the Caesars then.
Oh wow, good for you guys. That's amazing. Grant, if you could just let us know what you're looking to spend that money on, that'd be awesome as well. So they managed to raise £7,600 from a GoFundMe, which is just awesome. And I imagine that's more than enough money to cover what they've lost. I hope so. And yeah, yeah, great stuff. Thanks for like chipping in with that, Grant. Um, just while we're waiting for Grant to hopefully tell us what they're looking to sort of purchase with it. Tell us about your day yesterday. Why are you so
Well,
tired?
standard day, went to walk about, drank
No,
too much.
that wasn't the
But
day. That wasn't the day. You
what
did
was the
stuff in the
day?
day, didn't you?
What did I do in the day? No. Well, what do you mean? I was at my parents' house. Wasn't that
Oh,
interesting?
6 point. Oh, I thought you
Oh,
went
that's
and
still
watched the
impressive.
game. Yeah,
There
still
wasn't.
amazing.
There
It's
wasn't.
okay,
No,
Grant. It
there wasn't.
doesn't.
There
I
wasn't a
won't.
link.
I won't hold it against you that you lied to us, but it's fine, mate.
Yeah, there wasn't a Lincoln game on this weekend.
Oh right, sorry, but Lincoln, your Lincoln, who you've got there, your jersey on and you won't let go of the past with have been more
True,
successful
mate.
without
You
you than
say
they
that, mate.
were.
But when I'm doing a PhD next year, that is the ultimate not letting go of the past, mate. 4 or 2 more years of eligibility. Who knows? Who knows?
So, who were more successful without you than they were with you, from what I can tell.
True. That's not a surprise.
And so you're just riding. So did you like go around saying, "Oh, you guys are such good players. I wish I was as good as you."
No, I actually tell them that they're shit, and I am the best player every time.
So you're hanging out
Which,
with these young kids
yeah,
as an ex-player. You remind me
yeah.
of a the old rugby players.
Bro,
When I used
honestly,
to play
like
rugby.
I've had
Stand
one
on the
injury to
sidelines
my
and tell me how much better they are than me.
mate. Honestly, I've had one injury to my knee, and suddenly I'm the old guy going, God, if both my legs worked, you'd all be in trouble. This would be a prem side. This would be a prem side if my knee worked.
So anyway, how many years has it been since you pulled on the Lincoln Colonial colours? Apart
Oh
from the
gosh,
jersey, I mean, since you
two,
played on a field for them in
two.
2 years,
Well,
but
one's a
that's a
COVID.
long a long 2 years, isn't it? You know, was it? Do you still know a lot of the squad there? Is it like? Are you still?
Yes, yeah. Mainly because obviously with it being COVID, there's more like people have come back to do like master's degrees because they wanted one more season, sort of thing. So yes,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
yeah,
and yeah, so you want a piece of their success. They've won the league,
yeah,
and you spent the night celebrating that with them, and also, did you watch the Super Bowl? Did you even get there
yes,
to that
yes,
point?
yeah. I'll put it to this: I was in this house. I was nice, true, true. Not that
Thanks, Sean.
old. Christ. What is this? What is this? Personal attack time? No,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
No,
you line
no.
yourself up for
Basically,
it.
it came down to the score of the Nottingham Green versus Staffordshire game. Nottingham Green pulled out the win. That meant
13-0.
that yes, which is impressive against Staffordshire, very impressive.
Yeah.
But that has catapulted Lincoln to first place. Div 1, first time, unbelievable stuff. I have to come
How
back.
many years is that? How many years has the team been together?
It's a good. I think it might be 2002, but that
Okay. So
is.
in a 20-year history, they've managed to for the first time climb out of the bottom division.
I believe so. Yes,
Wow. That's
it's
amazing.
good. It's good, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, good for
yeah.
them. Well done. And
It's good, but it's going to be a shame when I come back and tank this team into the floor. They're going to have to make a Div 3 for how bad of a player I am when I'm playing on a Div 1 side.
what makes you think you'll get onto the field if you're that bad?
Because they
Like
need someone to carry the water. They need someone
yeah,
to
but
carry the
yeah,
water to the
there's a
starters.
big
There
difference
you
when
go.
when you're starting to play on a team that actually want to win games.
Yeah,
Just
it's
don't
weird
play
though,
for
isn't it?
fun. It's
It's weird,
yeah,
isn't it?
like it gets competitive all of a sudden in
Oh,
practice, and
yeah. You've
it's
got all the,
yeah.
you've got all these terrible pundits like Aikman and Bradshaw. What did they ever do? Me? Nothing. There you go. Basically, I'm better than Troy Aikman and Terry Bradshaw. I'm just
Yeah. I didn't
only
know.
up here
Is
though.
Bradshaw a pundit? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause he's got like the win Terry Bradshaw's money
Oh yeah, I see
gimmick.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
but
his
yeah, he's a
money.
pundit.
Connor said, "Oh my god!" All right,
Oh,
Grant's
shut
put
up,
a
Connor.
chief
He's
bench.
a colonial giving me grief.
So Grant's put a massive Grant. We're cutting off at the word invest, so I don't know if there's more after that. He's put. We're still working out where it's going. We're looking to replace team jerseys. We had a really generous donation this afternoon of 2K going towards securing new uniforms. We've recruited really well anyway, and we'll be using the money to put into club-owned shoulder pads and helmets. Replace the footballs as rodents had love eating the laces. um, Step over bags and other field equipment like pylons that got munched. We're also speaking to, I think it's supposed to say 3 major sponsors now. So what a
Very
massive
impressive.
turnaround that's been.
Yeah.
That's a Disney story. Like or they'll make a Netflix documentary of this. This is unbelievable stuff. So guys, if you ever want to do well in Britball, just let some rats loose in your store. GoFundMe, get the BBC involved, and you're laughing. But
Perfect. The Brit
but
Ball
no, I
dream.
mean, it's interesting though. Like, what must have been a really a real kick in the teeth, right? Finding that out, yeah,
Mm.
has now turned into something really positive for the club. You like it says that we've recruited really well anyway, but you can imagine this might, this might push even more people in the local area to know about the team and to go and go and play, go and check out the Caesars. So it's just a fantastic turnaround from it, and it sort of shows like the genuine compassion that people show when others get properly stitched up. So oh, and Grant said, funnily enough, the Nottingham Hood's nickname was the Dirty Rats. Wow. Punters are people too, from Sean. Punt, come on. I love a joke and a laugh, but come on. If your only sole contribution in American football is punting, then there's something wrong. Although when I lived in America, right, the local high school was really good, McLean High School, and there was a African family that lived locally. I went to school with one of the boys from the family, David, and his older brother Uwa was at the high school, and he was this just an absolute specimen, right? Absolute athlete, bigger, taller, bigger, muscle, looked like a 30-year-old man at the age of 15, right? And his mum and dad wouldn't let him play American football because they didn't want him to get hurt, so he just stuck to soccer. Normal football, and my dad was a coach at for the soccer team, so he sort of knew Uwa, and it is because of the success of the American football team. His mum and dad wanted him to get that on his CV or whatever, so they allowed him to be the kicker, and the punter. So, but he wasn't allowed to hit anyone, and he wasn't allowed to go into contact. So he'd punt the ball, and he was his mum and dad said he weren't allowed to run downfield or anything, so he just sort of stayed back. But everyone would have been scared of him. But there you go. That's my story about a punter. So
was he a really good punter though?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
oh yeah.
And kickoff, mate. They'd always go for touchbacks. So, yeah, he was quality. But right, Grant shared the link. You guys will see it in the chat, so pick it up from there if you wanna donate and bump their 6.8k to 7.6k. So Grant isn't made a liar of. In all seriousness, congrats guys. It's a really good story for for Britball and obviously for the Caesars. Nathan said in Div 2 every punt is an adventure. Yeah, I know. It just every long snap is one too, isn't it? Like the amount of long snaps I've seen in Div 2 is unreal.
Oh, it's mad.
Both divisions, but
I don't know that life anymore. Div 1. Don't know
yeah, of course you would know about that, would you?
Oh, sorry, guys.
What was the highest level you played senior ball?
Div 2.
So you're just solid Div 2 all the way through.
Steve, I won't lie to you, bro. I'm not very good. I've never made any bones about being any good at football. I'm fucking wank. Genuinely wank.
Oh mate.
Mate, I had half an all right season at Ouse Valley last year.
Good for you.
Yeah, that was a no, genuinely, I'm not very good.
I want to hear about your Super Bowl story and what state you got in, because I was imagining you they'd have to carry you out of there sort of thing.
So basically, I've been told that I looked gone, but apparently I rallied at half time and came back, and I think so.
Did you have a tactical puke?
I think I had some tactical wings, if I'm honest. And then I was fine.
Tactical spicy wings.
No, genuinely tactical. But the worst part is this. So, do you want to hear? So I'll tell you about the W. Had a bet on, very tasty. A non-QB to throw a passing touchdown. Got some money. Very happy. I think I put in 85. Came out with 143 and 25 pence. Very happy.
That seems like shit odds.
No, that wasn't from one bet. That was from 5.
Oh right, 85 spread. What was that one bet though? What was your?
So it was two. So it was a non-QB to attempt a pass, and then a non-QB throw a passing touchdown. That culminated at about that was 25 in. Both of them together came out at 98, and then I had some other bets go my way to get it up to 143. So, my night was paid for. I was happy. But the fattest L I took, hard L. I decided to dress in all white trousers, white shoes, white Dolphins jersey, at the wings, buffalo wings. I took the L. The tour jersey. It's got sauce on it. It's done. It was the L. It was an L from the moment I decided to put that outfit together.
White trousers?
Yeah.
Is that a Lincoln thing? Is that like something
No.
to do with the uni?
No. I think it's because I've got so little personality. I need to dress funny.
Yeah. I'm sorry about my personality.
Bro, why do you think I've got a mullet and like blonde tips? I've got honestly my personality dead, dry. Honestly, that's all I've got is dressing slightly funny. L after L with that buffalo sauce. So that's not coming out.
So let's talk about the actual game.
Yes.
How did it go the way? Like, who would you predicted to win?
So I just thought that I think I got sucked up into the hype and the magic of the Cincinnati Bengals. I didn't put a bet on for anyone to win because I certainly couldn't call it. But when Aaron Donald got to Joe Burrow for that last sack, heartbreaking. But the problem is like that's why the Super Bowl was so good because it had so many, narratives going on like Donald, Stafford, OBJ never won a ring versus the Bengals who are this. They never thought they'd come back. Obviously, Burrow with his knee exploded. So like I'm not unhappy with the result. Fair to. It was as close as I thought it was going to be. I'll put it just like that.
Right.
Like a 3-point difference is probably what I'd expect from that game.
Right. Okay. See, so I didn't support either team, and I was quite like when I was watching it, I found myself sort of swinging between who I wanted to win, like, and like just from like the flow of the game and like how I I was really gutted when OBJ went out because like it obviously he'd already scored and and then what really done it for me was the Bengals could have put it to bed after they got that turnover in the beginning of the second half. If they had scored a touchdown then, I don't think Rams would have come back from that, right? But anyway, the Bengals touchdown with the face cage on Ramsey that wasn't called. And Ramsey was like, "What the fuck? Surely you're calling that?" And he's like pulling his cage. That look, when I saw that, I was like, "That's what they needed to do to score." They're not good. Like they don't deserve to win. I don't want them to win. That pissed me off. So I like for the rest of that half, I was sort of I was like willing, supporting the Rams. So I was, I didn't like it wouldn't have made any difference to me either way, But I just sort of thought, for such a like ridiculous foul in such a big game to give it was a 75-yard touchdown. Do you know what I mean?
The problem is, you look at the officiating in the playoffs. It's been poor. It's been very, very poor. So the fact that something like that is able to fly.
All touchdown plays are reviewed, and that's what Ramsey must have been thinking. Like, well, it's fucking reviewed, isn't it? Like, where's the review? Like, that's the bit I really don't get. I just don't. And there was another call later on. I'm sorry, I can't pull it off the top of my head, but there was another call later on, and I thought, they should be throwing the challenge flag here. Like the Rams got, I don't know, hard done by it, and they didn't throw a challenge flag, and I just thought, like, games like this, there should the refs should be better than what they've been, and not necessarily just the refs on the field, but also I don't know what they got. They always say New York, don't they? Whatever they call it, the distance officials or whatever. But yeah, I was just a bit gutted with that. Like, and then towards the end of the game, it got pretty choppy with all the different penalties. Like, penalties just massively slow the game down, don't they? Like, it's just, you deflate every time one happens. And yeah, that got to me in the end. I was just like, oh, come on, let's just play, But all of those penalties that led up to the Rams eventually scoring, like the Bengals had their chances to win it, But I was pleased that the Rams got it. But yeah, massively enjoyed the game. It was
Oh,
awesome,
100%.
really
100%.
really good. And like when they figured out, like once they figured out, like I think the Rams D line was like the key to the Rams winning, and once they'd sort of figured out, Donald's getting double teamed every time, that's opening up this A gap, and then we'll stunt into it. It was just like the pocket was just collapsed the whole time.
It's
No
why
time.
this report that apparently Donald's saying that if the Rams won, he'd consider retirement. It's a very big deal for LA to potentially lose Donald. Now he's got what he wanted. He got the ring. Um, it's going to be interesting to see where they go because obviously OBJ's a free agent next year, and the injuries are torn ACL. So
Is that what it is? I thought it was
yes,
an ACL.
yeah.
Do you think he's done?
I think given his, it's interesting because he's just won a ring. I think if he is done, no one's going to turn around to OBJ and say, you know, you didn't reach these levels, you didn't reach the height.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like in terms of achievement, I don't mean in terms of like he's a he's a donkey. He's
No,
epic.
it's
But is he
it's
is he?
considered.
Do you think he'll be like fuck it? I'm happy. I've made
I
money.
think I think
I've
he
broke
will be.
records.
I think he will be just based on the fact that this is like his second ACL tear, and I believe it's on the same leg.
Right, the
So
left wasn't it?
I believe so. I believe that's the case. So again, if he does, then fair, fair to Odell Beckham Jr. He got what he wanted. Everyone got what they wanted. Stafford got what he wanted. McVay got what he wanted.
Yeah. What? So do you think there's going to be like a bit of an exodus?
Oh, yeah, like the LA was a win now team. That was the assembly. They haven't got a first round pick until 2024. They've got Von
So
Miller, who's
McVay walks away and just like fingers up to the next geezer
yeah.
because he can't do anything with it.
That's it. It doesn't matter. It's the one thing I do find mad is that like it's the second year in a row that a home team has played in their stadium at the Super
Mm.
Bowl, and the second year in a row that they've won it.
Yeah, it's
There's,
cool, isn't it?
considering that hadn't been done at all, and then 2 years in a row it's happened.
Do you reckon we'll get a hat trick? What's the next one? Is it LA?
I believe it's either
Oh,
Las
Vegas. I
Vegas
mean
or
Vegas.
Dallas.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean LA. I meant
No,
Vegas.
there you go. No,
There's no three-peat. Sean's
no.
just put a load of text in about this ref call. So let's have a look. He said, referee Ron Turbot addressed the non-call for offensive pass interference or face mask on the Bengals' third quarter touchdown when interviewed by a pool reporter after the game. As he said at the time, a hand across the face mask is not a foul. Okay, let me just continue reading. Even if it has the effect of turning the opponent's head. This is what... Yes, it is. You can't control someone's fucking head by the face cage. This is what Talbot was addressing in the pool report. However, we said that there is enough to tip this to a face mask foul. Again, debatable. I don't think it is. Or at least that the contact was enough for offensive pass interference. Talbot was not and cannot make his own judgment call on the play. This is not his job. Only senior vice presidents of officiating may make any public statements. But okay, fine. But to try and say, "Oh, that I didn't see enough," like, yeah, I think it's bullshit. Players tend to retire after a big win. Look at England rugby. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for telling us where it was from, Sean. I imagine you pulled it from somewhere. Yeah. What do you think? What do you make of that, Tebbs?
Again, like the whole officiating has been poor.
But so
The whole thing
regardless
has
of
been
so
poor.
there's two safety nets for this official, right? That both should have kicked in. One, so okay, fine. Let's say on the field they didn't see it. They called it as they see it. They didn't see it. I think fair enough, right? The second thing is that every touchdown play is reviewable or reviewed, and then the third thing is that a big play like that should have been looked at by the video judges anyway. Like it just feels like I can sort of accept what this guy's saying to an extent. If like in the moment, we just didn't see it. Okay, I must admit, watching it, I didn't fucking see it. When I was watching, I don't know. Did you see it live when you were watching it? Like,
No, can't
I
say I
didn't.
did.
I didn't clock it, right? I know some people may have done, but I didn't, right? And so I can accept that the refs can say like, we didn't clock it. We can't call something we didn't see. But that doesn't explain away the fact that a touchdown was scored from a clear face cage infraction.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting, like because you're right. It's touchdown is reviewable, but obviously, like the very easy thing says, oh, they don't want to lose face. The refs don't want to lose face. In Super Bowl, it shouldn't really matter, you know. But the thing is, like that whole. I imagine this controversy with the face cage will go on for precisely another day and a half because the Rams won. If the Bengals won, then
Yeah,
everyone would be talking about the face cage.
yeah,
People aren't
yeah,
going to
yeah.
talk
No,
about
yeah,
it.
and like I said, that's why I was because I was thinking like
Yeah,
that's not an even playing field now. You've got one up on them. Fair enough. You had the ball in opening drive of the third quarter, which is always beneficial. So there is an advantage there, but that's the coin toss, right? That's how that's fair enough. But to get a touchdown in that way was just it weren't right. And then like I said, if the very next play it was an interception, and if they'd have scored the touchdown off of that drive, that'd have been the Rams wouldn't be
yeah.
coming back from that. So yeah, you're right. It would have kicked off proper. Anyway, let's move on. Tebbs, what you got for us this week? Where do you want to start?
Well, I think it's only right we go through the Uniball games. There are some tasty ones. So Oxford Lancers, OBU Panthers.
Oh,
It seems.
Can I just quickly interrupt and say
Sure.
that this must have been by design. I think there was, I don't know the number, but there must have been like 5 or 6 derby games, like local derbies or varsity or whatever it may not be considered varsity. I'm not saying it is, but like local
Yes.
rivals, Sheffield, Oxford,
Yeah.
where
Coventry,
else?
Warwick. Coventry, Warwick.
Cardiff, is it? I didn't know that one. Cardiff, Swansea. Anyway, we go through them, but like, yeah, there was loads this
Yes.
week, and I was like, that's like awesome. But anyway,
Okay,
sorry,
which
mate,
is
go on.
Coventry and Warwick should be considering that Warwick play in Coventry. So I'm
Do
assuming
they?
that it is. Yeah. Um,
Like,
so from the
and
top one,
Loughborough and NTU was like a top of the division game. Like there's just a
yeah,
lot of tasty games going on. But yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
and
go on.
Glasgow and Edinburgh being postponed. I know people don't like it, but the temptation, the temptation to hop in the wagon on a Sunday and go up to Scotland is there. It's there. But there is a temptation, but we'll see when it gets redone. So from the top,
I haven't got the
on
score for
Saturday,
LJMU. Let me just pull that up. Sorry, go on. Yeah, go through and I'll pull up
top,
MG.
the top we got Oxford Lancers 25, Oxford Brooks Panthers 17. Good job, Oxford. I said some things about you, and you proved me wrong. Fair enough. Good on you.
You get that a
Leeds
lot, don't
Beckett.
you, mate?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have my master's degree here to show you, so um, it means that I'm right. It means I'm right. To be fair, I didn't say that they were bad. I said I don't know if they are. Turns out they're good. Unbelievable stuff. Um, Leeds Beckett Carnegie 30, Leeds Griffin 0, UE Bullets 69. Nice. UEA Pirates 0, Cardiff Cobras 28, Swansea Titans 6, York Centurions 0, Edinburgh Predators 12, Newcastle Raiders 37, Northumbria Mustangs 0, Sheffield Sabres 24, Sheffield Hallam Warriors 35, Coventry Jets 6, Warwick Wolves 2. What an interesting game. Loughborough 20, Nottingham Trent 31, Bristol Barracuda 6, SGS Pride 55. Southampton Stags 19, Exeter Demons 14. A draw for the Bath Killabees and the Reading Knights at 6 apiece. Portsmouth Destroyers 40, Surrey Stingers 0. Right, we'll talk about Portsmouth in a second. Royal Holloway 12, Sussex Saxons 0, Essex Blades 0, Brunel Burners 34, Imperial Immortals 6, QMBL Vipers 0, Teesside Cougars 0, Sunderland Spartans 46, UClan Rams 8, Lancaster Bombers 6, Kiel Crusaders 0, DMU Lions 32, Staffordshire Stallions 0, Nottingham Green 13, Kingston Cougars 0, UCL Emperors 10, Greenwich Mariners 50, against City Wolfpacks 0. And we had to walkovers, MMU Eagles, Bradford Bears. That walkover win has put MMU in the top spot for that division. They won it. Unbelievable stuff. UEL Phoenix gave a walkover victory to the Kent Falcons. The Aberdeen Bulls had a walkover victory against the Harriet Watt Wolverines. The UWS Pirates had a walkover victory against the York St John Jaguars. Postponements, we've already touched on it. Edinburgh Napier Knights versus the Glasgow Uni Tigers. In, again, what I said, should be the second most anticipated game of this weekend just gone. Doesn't matter. It's going to be the most anticipated game of whenever it's played. Chichester Spitfires and Winchester Silverbacks, again, postponed. Edgehill Vikings and Liverpool Raptors as well, postponed. So in terms of this week, there are some tasty scores like Coventry beating Warwick. I thought that was
55-6. That one, wasn't it?
What's that? Yeah. Well, SGS Pride and
Pride.
Yeah. So yeah, Coventry beating Warwick, I think is really interesting. Like Warwick were doing really well when I saw them, and it's just interesting because Coventry season hasn't been as good as they want it to be, I'm sure. But this is the first team they've beaten that aren't the Longhorns. So, I think it could be a turnaround for the Jets. I think they're probably going to go into Midlands one next year and lose to the Lincoln Colonials. But
Right.
carrying on. But yeah, I think that's a really interesting score. They are the boys now, unfortunately. Portsmouth Destroyers. I've apologised, all right? No more goodbye, Portsmouth. None. No more. Hello, Portsmouth will be my call when I arrive in my car in about 3 weeks' time. Honestly,
it got posted loads of times. Your clip got posted loads of times on.
Yeah, I know it did. I'm
Instagram.
not surprised if I rock up and they've all got like a box of like rotten tomatoes and they just launch them at my big head. So.
They're saying that rule can't be. Contact on the play was not reviewable under the current rules, but it doesn't make sense. Every TD is reviewed, right? Anyway.
Yeah, well, it should be.
Oh, that's what I always hear the commentators say. Like, it's all reviewed apart from a face cage. Like, is that what they're saying?
Well, think about what happened with the Saints. A few years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, where there was blatant PI, and that made that then cost them the game, but it wasn't called. So they implemented it next year that you could challenge it on pass interference. Then immediately scrapped that the next year. So
right,
it's interesting. So again, in terms of surprises for me, Staffordshire Stallions, Nottingham Green, obviously, bless up the Green, absolute heroes, absolute icons. But yeah. Because it's like Staffordshire, like if they won that, Staffordshire would win the division.
No way. Yes. I didn't realise it was that close. So
yeah,
I can't believe that. So Nottingham Green sent Lincoln into Div 1?
Yes.
With that win. I know, and it's a whole season, but I'm saying specifically that result. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like in the morning, like obviously we knew that was going to be the
who's we? You're not
the scenario.
Part of the team.
Oh, sorry, they well, honestly, PhD. Honestly, if this is going to change in 2 years, it's going to say Dr. Tebbs. All right, this right here, put this little gimmick here, Dr. Tebbs. All right, okay. So they knew it was the scenario, but just given the track record of Staffordshire doing relatively well, it wasn't really in the realm of possibility, to be honest. And obviously, the game was considered that it would be more high scoring and also more close. Like a shutout for Staffordshire, or for Green, sorry, it's very, very impressive. But yeah, with that win, Lincoln are in. The second place is still up for Staffordshire, Green, and DMU. So that's interesting. In terms of people who've already won their divisions in Div 2, Manchester Metropolitan, they've gone undefeated with that walkover victory over the Bradford Bears. Obviously, so have not Loughborough, Bournemouth. Bournemouth have as well, down in Div 2, which is, good for them. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really surprises me apart from those two scores.
So Greenwich Mariners beating the City
City
Wolfpack
Wolf,
50-0.
but
That really stuck out for me.
it's such a good name, Marin. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you
No,
love
that's
the
not what we're
Mariners,
talking
don't
about,
you?
but
Yeah, I
it's such
just
a
like
good
that
name.
that one. As soon as I saw it, I was like, no way, like I don't know that it's an upset. I'm not going to go that far, but it's a shutout 50 burger win. Like
Yeah.
it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Like you've got to put in a performance to get that sort of result. Yeah, just really like just yeah. And then another one that did stick out, although this was one of the games called early, 46-0. The Sunderland Spartans over the Teesside Cougars, and I think that game was called. Was it third quarter, Tebbs? Do you remember?
Unfortunately, I'm not. Yesterday I was off the clock.
Yeah, no,
I
I didn't know
was off
if
the
you'd.
clock on the phone. So unfortunately,
Yeah, let me just check. Called at half time because Teesside didn't have the
oh,
players
what,
for injuries.
what?
That's 46
46
nil at
nil
half time.
at
Yep.
half time. That's gross. Oh,
There you go.
oh, nice. There you go. He loves it.
um,
I'll get a
yeah.
t-shirt for that
So
one, mate.
that one really stuck out for me, and I don't keep record of this stuff. We'll probably start doing it from next season, but it's another. I'm fairly sure that Teesside, that's not the first game that they've not been able to complete, right?
Mm.
Oh,
But I don't
so
know.
Chris has asked, "What's the best place for you standards in each division?" We were discussing a pre-game on Sunday and couldn't think of an outlet that publishes. So we publish them on Gridiron Hub, but the best place is Bucks Play, right? Like Gridiron Hub, we pull it through. We get the results through and we publish them. Like so, interestingly, if you look on our tables now, they're more up to date than the Bucks ones because Bucks haven't
Yeah.
put all the results in yet. But the other thing is that like some of those results may go in late and may count as a new a walkover or whatever. So I would always say go to Bucks Play because that's like the horse's mouth. But yeah, ours are pretty good. But yeah, like theirs will like there always will be like a couple of discrepancies where and I try and stay on top of it. But like there'll be like a game that's like pending that should have happened in November gets a walkover and they don't tell anyone and they just change it on the and I've got to go through and spot it. So yeah, it's like they're the horse's mouth, but then our stuff gets updated quicker because we get the scores from people before they on the game day, but they've got 24 hours to submit them. Just looking at Bucks Play now, there's a lot of games that haven't had scores submitted. So if you did play yesterday and your score isn't on Bucks Play yet, get onto your team because if the score doesn't get in, I think it's 24 hours, Tebbs, isn't it? Well, it's gone 24 hours.
It's something like that, yeah. But
So
Bucks are, but obviously it is the horse's mouth. But like they're quite notorious for taking a while to actually
well, yeah, they look
confirm
after
everything. So,
a ton of sports, and there's all
oh
like
yeah,
they're
because
very
that's it. Because we can sit here in our like little Uniball castle and think about that's all that matters. But
yeah,
they're running all the sports, all the
yeah. So
sports. So
yeah, we'll and I suppose if you're looking at like it's funny because we get like teams messaging us saying, "Oh, do you know who we're going to play in the playoffs?" Even this weekend, people were, and I was like, "Oh, we don't know," but like once all of those results get put in, we typically work out quicker and publish quicker than Bucks do on who's going to play who. Um, I don't know why. I don't know why. So like it's a bit tit for tat. We're unofficial. They're official. So
you know why? It's because we've got diet and dedication and they don't. That's the difference.
well,
That's
like I
the
said,
difference.
they're running tons. We don't run any sport. We just sort of we
No.
just sort of follow one. And we care about it a lot. Whereas I would say American football probably isn't their number one sport that they look after. Right? Like there's going to be bigger sports with more teams, more popularity.
Yeah. Oh no,
So
100%.
like yeah, it's yeah. So like yeah, they're the official. We're definitely unofficial, but we are like we're fairly well linked with them. You know, like I message them and make sure we understand everything, and they're really grateful for sort of what we do. But yeah, if you want to go to a place, I would say go to Bucks Play. What will happen if game's not completed by next weekend? So it's 11:59, and it's not necessarily just completed, Neil. It's submitted, right? So if games are played and the scores aren't submitted, um, then there's a call made. Either it's a voided game, meaning that it never count like it never happened. It just doesn't exist on the schedule, or it's provided as a walkover to one of the teams, so a win to either team. Um, there is, and that's for like Bucks to figure out and listen to everyone, and it's been amazing. Like sort of the last couple of weeks, the amount of like because we get sent sort of information from different people from different clubs, and the amount of pure shithousery that's happened in the last couple of weeks with teams trying to sort of, essentially not place the game but try and get the forfeit from the other team, to get the walkover, it's been unbelievable. So yeah, obviously we can't. I don't know. Like there's stuff we can't publish. We tend to just sort of stick with like fact or like strong rumor. Like we've got a few different sources saying the same thing, then we'll post about it. But yeah, there's been some nonsense going on behind the scenes for a lot of in a lot of areas. I remember a few years ago there was a massive situation with teams not submitting scores. Well, yeah, there was, and it was like it was. Do you know what, Sean? It was something, and we talked about this last week. It was something along the lines of teams played each other, and the team that lost didn't submit the score, and that meant that the team that won didn't go through to the playoffs, and the team that lost did. They took their place, and it went fucking mental. So yeah, like it's like I always say, Uniball's wild, and it really is, man.
It's best sport, best sport. Because I remember
It's the
back when I
most
was,
fun. It's the most
I
fun to
remember
cover.
back when I was playing on the Colonials, like 40, 50 years ago, or however how long it
Yeah,
was.
you
That
were a
happened.
colonial, weren't you?
Huh? Yeah, have I ever told you? Have I told you about that? Have I told you I
That's
played?
where they got the
Huh? Yeah. Don't talk about that. No. Like not in the same vein as in like a playoff spot being on the line, but I believe we beat Huddersfield and they didn't put the score for it. And then our record was like like 2, 3, and 1 or something.
Yeah. So
It was
that
like,
and that's where sometimes Gridiron Hub can come unstuck because we don't wait for the official score. We're like, yeah, someone's told us that's the score. Like, let's post it. We post, as you guys have seen, we post all of those scores and they're all on our website. There's nothing stopping us adjusting them and going back, but we don't wait for that final confirmation. We try and get them out, that evening as soon as we got everything in. So yeah, like I suppose I know it's a really long answer, but a good question, Chris. It's like we're unofficial, they're official. That's the answer. We try and do stuff a bit quicker. We're probably more susceptible to making errors because of it. Sometimes we'll get scores wrong. Luckily, we've never got a result wrong. It's just been the number of points. Like, well, not never. We've done it. We did it years ago, but no one remembers, which is fine. We weren't that popular then. But this
remembers
season,
what?
Sorry.
Remembers what? Don't know what you're talking
Exactly.
about.
I don't. Yeah, me neither. So yeah, like this year we might have got some scores wrong, where like we've taken a third quarter score as the full time score or whatever accidentally. We've not actually got the result wrong. So like anyone's like records that we've posted or whatever haven't been, we haven't said like a team's now lost their first game or anything like that. So yeah, luckily we've been all right. But yeah, what we're going to try and do moving forward is give people the ability to put their scores straight on the website themselves, so we don't act as a conduit or a bottleneck, and hopefully that then clubs can, do it a bit quicker, and we can have a bit more of a like even live score updates to a degree, or even just halftime, full time. That would be quite cool. But yeah. Anyway, what any more talking points from you, Ted? I think you said you said
No, just sort of classic, 4 people being ejected this week for various nonsense.
I do
including
have, another thing I noticed
two
was
people.
there was a lot of shutouts.
Yeah.
A lot of shutouts. Sorry, go on.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
talk about the
Yeah.
go on. Your
Yeah.
ejections and
Two
your
people. Someone from Notts Gold. Someone from York Centurion. Stop headbutting the other team for crying out loud.
there was one he was
Like,
just walking past and he nutted him, didn't he? I remember reading
not
that one.
yeah. And then someone from Sunderland slapped another player. Okay, and then classic Durham Saints.
I think you might be right, Sean, but yeah.
No violence, no violence there, no violence from Durham. But all the other ones good. But I've got a lovely one for you. This warms the cockles of my heart, ladies and gentlemen. Warms the cockles of my heart. Where is it? Southampton Stags. Give yourself a round of applause, mate, because
This is
you've been called out.
this is your
You've been called out.
TripAdvisor, your Ref Advisor thing, right?
Ref advisor, guys, you've been called out. The hospitality from the home team is excellent, providing pre-game snacks and drinks. The crew's appreciation should be acknowledged. Well done, guys.
Wow.
5 stars.
Yeah, they got a 5-star review. We should
5-star.
next year I'm gonna put a budget together, and what we'll do is we'll send a little certificate or like a little trophy to the 5-star review, like to whoever like nails it for our refs.
Honestly, it's Southampton Stags. Give yourself a round of applause. Honestly,
Yeah,
tell me what the pre-game snacks were. I'm interested.
Take a bow, Southampton Stags. Because you
Like,
deserve to. But yeah, we need to have some sort of prize for them, don't we? Some sort of recognition. For looking after our zebras.
Actually, instead of having like Michelin stars, we need to have something else. We need to have like the Riddell star. Well done, Stag. You've got 4 Riddell stars on Ref Advisor.
White cap stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done, guys.
We'll kick the idea around, but yeah, I think we're onto something here, Tebbs.
But no, in terms of Uniball, I'm done. It's been a great week. It's coming to an end. Playoffs are starting. Helmet rated. But playoffs are starting, and ladies and gentlemen, your D1 Lincoln Colonials. Round of applause from me. Round of applause from me. Unbelievable stuff.
Tell me this, right? What's the? Because I've always thought it's a bit weird. For those of you that don't know this, in Div 1 there's 6 divisions, split 3 north, 3 south. Mm-hmm. And because it's so complex in terms of the rankings and the trying to do playoffs, so they do a north cup and a south cup. They never do north versus south, so you're either the winner of the north or the winner of the south. That's it. And you don't actually gain promotion based on getting in the final or whatever performance. You get promotion based on where you end up in the league. So that's why Tebbs is saying Lincoln finished first in Northern 2. Is that right?
Midlands 2.
Midlands 2. And they have now got automatic promotion. But so I just wanted to frame that, because what this now means is there's a playoff going to happen between 16 teams. 16 teams.
I don't think it's. Oh yeah, but between north and south, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So it's an 18 playoff for the cup. So there's a playoff between 8 teams. 3 of those teams have already won promotion. The other, all 8 of those teams, all they're playing for is a cup, right? It's a trophy. I'm not trying to belittle the. They're playing for a post-season competition. Is there much appetite to go into that and try and win it? Like,
it's very interesting. It's very interesting because obviously, like, God bless the Colonials, but it's not really a situation that has ever been dealt with before. Do you know what I mean? So
no, well, that's what I wanted to find out, because I've never been as close as I am now to a team that has been promoted from Div 2. You're my connection to this.
I would go and get the president and see what he thinks. But
he's gonna say presidential stuff though, isn't he? He's not gonna go, oh yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, he's
we got the promotion.
It's interesting. It's interesting, but like I think because obviously Lincoln haven't been in the playoffs since 2016. I think I'm sure that them just being in the playoffs for like the first time in however long, that's enough of a reason to go out there and actually put on a best of a performance as you can do for however many playoff games that they get to play.
Mm.
You know, if it was a team that, let's say a team who is first and they've been flopping up and down from Div 1 to Div 2 and then back up. I can understand if they were like, okay, it doesn't matter, we've secured it, we need to focus on Division 1, not
Yep.
keeping our minds back in Division 2. But, I can't talk for the Colonials, but that would certainly be my mindset if I was playing, which I'm not playing, but it does seem like I am.
Well, that's what I wanted to find out because yeah, is it like, are are you? I mean, yeah, are you up for that as like a Div 2 player that's won promotion? You know, but I think you make a really good point there. Like, you're not a yo-yo team, right? And this is a
No.
special thing. You know, like you haven't been in the playoffs for what, 6 7 years.
Mm.
It's a big deal. So yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. This is a question absolutely for you from Neil. What's the gap in play like between D2 and D1? He's put R there, which I don't know what he's going to go on and say, but let's answer that first question there.
Okay,
What do you think the gap is like?
so someone asked me this the other day, and I think Steve touched on it earlier. Like Division 2, there's definitely an aspect of, you're playing with a group, you're going with a group of lads. We're just football is something fun, and we get to go out. Whilst Division 1 is we are here to play football.
Mm.
We are here to play football. We are taking it. I'm not saying that Division 2 teams don't take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there is a gulf when you realise that you're not just you are better than X amount of teams in Division 2. So I think like having that, you know, reputation on your back should realistically promote not promote you, but like get in touch and be like, okay, we are Division 1 now. That's
Mm.
that's my that's my reaction. But again,
So,
who am I? Div 2 Chris Tebber. How would I know?
it's an interesting one, right? Because certainly in like senior ball, right, if a team gets promoted up to the Prem, uh, they're not necessarily getting that. Like historically, they've not been the team to go down the next season. And it would be interesting to just see that, like what those stats are like across the D1
Hmm.
to D2 in Uniball, like and yeah, like are there
Like
actual
the
yo-yo
example
teams? And
I can use now is obviously the COVID years affected it's affected everything in terms of some teams. But so I believe it was Leicester Longhorns went up the last year I played, so 2 years ago they went up, and
mm,
now they're like I think they can't.
yeah,
I think they are going down.
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
think they're relegated. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's because Coventry's now won three with that win over Warwick. I think Leicester are going back down, and they've not won a single game. But again, but COVID sort of messed everything up in terms of being able to, you know, put your thoughts together about whether or not a team can succeed based on players because there's been an
Mm,
exodus, and we've not seen the people who are in their last year, going, this might be my last opportunity to play.
mm.
We've not been able to see it. They've not been able to have that push forward. Um, so it's difficult to say. But like obviously, like Leicester have gone up, they're coming back down. But obviously, there's COVID season in between that, so you can't really uh,
So Jack's come on and said the only
annoy
big
them too
difference he
much.
noticed was when they made the jump at Holloway was that no teams were absolutely toilet. Sean's popped in and said, "Didn't we see an example of a gap between levels with Coventry Uni and their Premier experience?"
Yes,
Yeah. Well, but
yes,
then I was going to come on to it, but this year the Cobras have stayed up and Swansea Titans have fallen out, and the Swansea Titans have been in the Prem South for quite a while. But it's like one thing I have noticed, and I don't think this is down to the quality of the team. This is a structural thing, right? So only one team from Div 1 gets to get promoted each year.
mm,
So one into the Prem, one to the Prem North, one into the Prem South. So the finalists of the Div 1 final,
yeah,
both of those guys get promoted. And I think that's too much of a bottleneck because you've got
yeah,
teams like Hertfordshire, Derby, Loughborough. All these teams. I think are like they're quality teams with good players, good athletes. good facilities, and I think there should be a larger prem uh,
Yeah.
now. Like I think it's time for a little bit of a rejig, or yeah, and because with a larger prem, you could potentially have 2 or 3 teams getting relegated, and it just sort of evens things out a little bit.
Especially this whole thing with the Prem, where it's the only people who don't make the Premiership playoffs are the 2 people who
5 teams,
come.
1 relegated, four
Like,
the rest of the 4 are in the playoffs. Yeah.
but congratulations! I have to be the second least shit, and I've made the playoffs. Mad.
Mm.
Like, it's very strange.
Maybe look at 1 automatic promotion from each division, a second place team in the first playoff against the second bottom Prem side. That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
An actual game to decide the playoff. They discussed that for the senior league years ago, and they never went for it. But I think that should also be the case there too. Like, you can like it that actually defines whether you're good enough.
yeah.
Because we've seen teams get relegated from the Prem before, and then absolutely just steamrolled Div One.
That's it. That's it. Like, that's what's be really interesting to see what Leeds Griffins do, because they're
Wow.
going down now.
Yeah,
But
they
like,
got -2 points. The Griffins. They must have forfeited a
have
game.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be interesting to see like how they crack on with Div One. It's gonna be very interesting. What they're gonna be.
Well,
Borders, borders on probably borders, not northern, right?
the other thing that I think is quite interesting next year. So I think, and I may be creating another clip here that someone's going to replay again and again on Instagram because I got it so wrong. But I'm putting my neck out here and saying that SGS Pride are getting promoted to the Premier League. Right?
Oh, that's not that much of a. That's not that. I thought you were going to say something really controversial.
No,
I'll say that.
I just want to. I'm with a fair amount of certainty, right? So next year, I don't think that they're going to be the team that's relegated, right? I think you're looking at one of the other teams, and really out of the teams there, it's Cardiff or East Anglia. I think that's going to be quite interesting to see how that plays out, and I'm obviously really keen to see how Pride get on. They've now conceded 2 touchdowns this whole season. So like there's. I don't know the circumstances of those touchdowns, if they were like bad ref calls or whatever, 4th stringers, and it was just junk time TD. But
it's interesting in terms of like obviously we've put SGS Pride on such a high pedestal, and like I do think it's deserved. Well, not we, but I have. But then if you look at, there are 2 teams that have currently not allowed a touchdown, and it's very interesting. You've got the Bullets, who are the big Prem side, and the Edinburgh Napier Knights, which is very impressive. Which is
that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Edinburgh Napier Knights have not allowed a touchdown, which is why in my rankings this week I put Edinburgh above Glasgow, because Glasgow
have
have
your excuses out of the way early.
No, mate. I think. What do you mean? I think Edinburgh Napier Knights will beat Glasgow. I've said that.
That's the game, isn't it? Like
that's why I want to go and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, there are some games that I don't want to wait to read it on Gridiron Hub. I want to go there and
tweet it from Gridiron Hub's Twitter account.
Yeah, getting scores wrong on Gridiron Hub's Twitter account. Who does that? Damn,
mate.
Damn,
like
Warwick
one thing you'll sort of learn. As soon as you get anything wrong on Gridiron Hub, mate, everyone jumps on it. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's wrong." But it's cool. Like we should.
Yes, Portsmouth. Let's talk about Portsmouth. Hello, Portsmouth. I'm sorry. Dear Portsmouth, I'm sorry.
By all accounts, most people at Portsmouth have seemed to have accepted your apology and are just in it for the bants.
Yeah, I know.
Just having a laugh.
No, but it is funny. That's why I do want to go down there. Very funny, and that clip was reposted.
You're gonna get shit kicked at you, and I'm gonna really enjoy it.
Problem is, Steve, is that I probably deserve it, to be honest. I told him their season was dead, and now they
yeah.
It's a hard life. It's my hard baptism into Uniball journalism. Me getting the shit kicked out of me by Portsmouth Destroyers.
So someone's popped up and said, Sean's popped up and said, have you done the Leeds v Leeds uniform colour thing? No, I definitely want to cover that. However, right, I'm just gonna we're gonna have special guests on in a minute, and I'm just gonna message them to get them in. Tebbs, while that's happening, I doubt you're coming to Portsmouth with how the playoffs looking. Right. What in terms of who you guys are
It'll
playing?
be fun. It'll be fun though.
Oh, it depends.
I hope you do now. I hope you do now. But what is it? It is 3-game win streak, or is it 4?
Who the
Portsmouth
Destroyers?
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4 now.
They drew that game against Holloway, didn't they?
Oh yes. Yeah. Well, I know it's what they got. Surrey Stingers left, and they shut them out this week. So don't.
Don't like Jack. Is Jack Southampton? I think he is. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. I can't see the images of people. I can just see a blank thing, which is annoying. I can read what they're saying.
Yeah.
He's talking about. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. The thing is with so like this Portsmouth versus Southampton, right? I live most of my life in Portsmouth. I've grown up. We don't call them Southampton. We call them scum, right? Like Portsmouth hate Southampton, right? And it's not just like sport. It's the cities. Even I remember even at school, like my maths teacher wanted me to be involved in this like maths school competition thing. I was like, nah. And he was like, oh, we're going up against some schools in Southampton. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Because I was like, we got to beat them. Right? Like you just grown up like to want to beat Southampton. And the last time that these guys played each other was actually in the playoffs in 2019. And I think Portsmouth. I think Southampton were like the 8th seed, and Portsmouth were like I don't know, 3rd. I think they played each other in the second game or the 3rd game. I can't remember, but Portsmouth got beat, and I was absolutely gutted. I was like, "What's going on here?" So I would love there to be a Pompey Southampton game, but Southampton. I think every time I've seen Southampton play Portsmouth, Southampton has won as well. I've never seen Pompey beat Southampton. I'd love to see it.
Well, wherever Portsmouth's playoff game is, I will attempt to go.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes out.
We'll see if I can get some some fuel cash back for my services. Probably not though, because it's my own fault. But
yeah, we'll see where it is. We'll be all right.
I'll walk there. No, I won't. That's a joke.
But yeah, we'll try and get to it. Right.
Hey.
Hello, mate.
Hello, love. How are you?
I'm good. Ahoy, hoy.
How are you?
Let's make you big and us small because you're the guest.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm hoping Mikey Gray's kind of picked up the link as well because he's the one with all the all the kind of the listings. I'm just here as as the swag monster,
gentlemen.
It's good to see you guys have got good cameras. Look at Tebbs. He's just an absolute pixelated mess.
Amateur.
Okay.
But yeah, I am fully super swagged up. I'm not gonna lie.
First time at St. Park, second one at St Mary's.
But we've got the hat.
It's Mike Island, so you've already got a.
Harriet.
Bit of fan
but well, yeah. I mean, we've got the hat. We've got the hoodie. We've got the shorts. Oh, he's disappeared. Where's he gone? There he goes.
He's putting his on swag.
There you go. We've got the polo shirt. We've got the t-shirt. Oh, no, that's it. That's your lot.
I should have known you had something planned.
Oh, you know me. I couldn't just come on this thing and just not be a dick. So, yeah. How are you? Your Excellency. Sorry, Your Excellency.
Yeah, come on, mate. Come on.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm good, man. I'm really good. I've also got...
Salute.
I've got a book here somewhere in Sealand.
But Steve, aren't you proud to make sure you didn't get zucked? I taped them up. Just love that.
Yeah, you're always thinking.
Always thinking.
I love it.
Yeah, I've very proudly got my Sealand Seahawks jersey, which I can't wear this weekend because my missus gets induced on Friday for boy number 3.
You're there in spirit. You're there in spirit.
Well, I'm hoping it gets fucking rained off or something. I want to play in every game. Anyway, sorry, yeah. Right, over to you guys. Why are you here? Why have you hijacked our wonderful rundown session?
Basically, well, it was more the fact that we were going to do the runners and riders for who's actually coming out to play with us in Dublin. So everyone gets their little moment of, hey, I know that guy, or hey, that's me.
I fucking wish.
But yeah, so what all I was going to do is basically, I think Mikey's hopefully got the list because otherwise, we're wildly underprepared. We're knackered then, Steve. I've just come on, taken my clothes off for absolutely nothing. But yeah, so Mikey's going to run through the list of who's coming out, and and that's tall and short.
So we may have new audience members here that audience members that only know about Uniball and don't know what Sealand is. Do you want to just quickly give a brief overview of what we're talking about, and this title and these jerseys and that swag? What is Sealand?
Basically, it's the Principality of Sealand is the greatest nation to ever grace the planet. I mean, I don't want to hype it up too much, but if you make the Sealand squad, even just to like Your Excellency, just to get the jersey, this is the pinnacle. This is the top. There's nothing else. This is it doesn't get better. This is it. If you're thinking any other inferior kind of squads like GB and all that nonsense, nah.
So
Sealand's where it's at.
This is a national team for a micronation, and you are the.
I don't actually know. I think I'm a president, but basically,
You are president.
I think I kind of just started just talking nonsense, and people went, "Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll get involved with that," and here we are.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? So the way that I sort of view the Seahawks, it's like you've done this, you've done obviously the Thundering Herd, and then those, the number of charity related or charity games that obviously we've got big plans for, and this just feels like a more like for those players that want to take their football a bit more serious but still have a bit of fun. Like that's where this comes in. Like Sealand is the national team. They want to win. You get a national.
Oh, gotcha.
I've still got it. My Harry Potter. This is a wax seal. That's a wax seal there. And this is my invitation letter to go and play for Sealand, which I've had to turn down because I'm having. But, like it's it's a legit serious it's like where the I would say the standard games that you have organised through Schmeider, that's more like your pantomime at Christmas, and the Seahawks is more like your Broadway, right? Like it's
pretty much, and that's it. The reality is I mean it's me. I'm never going to take football seriously again because it's just a bit of a laugh. But the reality is we've got a lot of proper players, really good players going out. We've got, just kind of through me having absolutely no shame, I've just messaged people and said, hey, do you want a game? So we're playing Dublin in February. We've got Montpellier against us, like a French all-star team in September. We've got Iceland next February. And then we've got offers from all over the place. But it's basically, we want to go out and win. We want to do things. We want to take like proper players out and do and do ourselves proud. But with the underlying kind of thing of is getting everyone kind of clued up on
and coming on a live stream.
Well, yeah, I've had a bit of fun with it and kind of putting the fun back into football. So we want to be competitive, but we want to look after people. We want to make sure everyone's happy and all that sort of, well, as happy as you can be. But then bring some fun back into it. Geez, there's so much of football now that's really, really serious and can't have fun anymore. And we're like, nah, we're going to win stuff and we're going to have a laugh while we do it. And that's kind of it. I don't think I can kind of, explain it, much better. Mike, unless
Very
you...
well explained.
Thanks, love.
So let's go down to the roster then, yeah, shall we?
Well, you do what you want, yeah.
Lovely. So, obviously 4 players were selected from our recruiter, Bob Perkins. He told me he was flying around the UK in a microlight with a pair of binoculars, but I'm not too sure whether that's accurate or not. So, looking at our roster, starting with the offence, we've got quarterback, number 12, Ollie de Ruyter from Solent Thrashers. Obviously, he was involved in Slate One recently, Mike.
He was, bless him.
Good QB. 18, Tosan, who plays out in Dublin. He's a Thundering Herd legend.
He's an ex-Panther as well, which makes it a little bit more fruity.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Tosan.
A little bit, yeah.
Moving on to the running backs. Number 2, Curtis Williston. Another one of your herd boys, Stan.
A machine. So fast.
26, Victor De Silva from Tamworth Phoenix.
Yeah, I've been. The description of him was, it's like trying to stop a freight train, and I'm like, I can't wait to see that. It's going to make me look good on the O-line. I'm just going to hold him for a couple of seconds, and then even if I don't, there's just going to be a puff of like pink mist. Oh, he's gone. Bye.
32, Craig Owen, Merseyside Nighthawks.
Fabulous beard.
Great beard, yeah.
Yeah.
43,
what a guy.
Rich Gray, Norwich Devils.
Yeah.
Number 70, in at fullback, Dave Pemberton from the Tamworth Phoenix.
Come on, Pems, you got your wish.
Disco Dave or Dangerous Dave, and I'm not too sure which one it'll be yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing Pemberton fullback. 88 is TJ Ajayi from Bristol Apache.
Yeah. The king of the jet sweep.
Receivers, number 1, Chris Green, Bristol Aztecs. Good guy.
Solid player.
Playing in Europe. Good guy, good receiver. Number 7, Pete Lothran, Craig Avon Cowboys.
Another monster of a player.
Number 10 is ex-Brit Bowl champion, Adam Hennessy, formerly of Tamworth Phoenix. A couple of years out of retirement, now with the Royal Air Force Mustangs. In brackets, one of the nicest guys in Brit Ball as well. Lovely bloke.
T-Jet sweep.
11, Steve Cox, Essex Spartans, Mr. Cleats.
With his fancy boots.
Fancy boots, man. 13, Sean Douglas from the UCD Dublin. So he'll be another guy, another hometown boy.
Yeah, another monster receiver.
14, I've never heard of him. He's called Ash James from the Tamworth Phoenix. Have you heard of him, Stan?
Never heard of the fella.
Pretender, I think.
The trash panda, bless him. We love him.
15, Joe Cameron. Now that's an interesting one, Stan, isn't it?
Yeah, Joe Cameron. We're not allowed to, I'm getting word from Bob. We're not allowed to mention the team that I actually put a typo against his name, and they messaged the Sealand Seahawks and say we want nothing to do with your organisation or any of your charity events or anything to do with you because we're not allowed to be involved in fun. I believe, Steve, I think Bob mentioned that team to you before. I think you were mentioning them on the stream earlier, and we're not allowed to mention that team that does not want to be involved in fun.
Yeah.
Portsmouth.
Yeah, don't talk about the Destroyers.
No, I can't mention those because they messaged me directly. No, I can't message them.
Absolute narcs. Sorry, guys. That was a tick. Moving on. 17, Chris Wedderburn, Istanbul Rams.
Monster of a player.
Great player. 21, Paris Parchment, London Olympians.
Yeah.
Quality.
Monster.
Absolute quality he is.
Number 81, probably has the best hair on the team, Jack Farr from the Krakow Kings in the Polish Football League.
It just flows.
Beautiful hair. He's like majestic. He's like a young Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No, I've been confused.
Offensive lineman, 51, good friend of mine, Tamworth Phoenix, Aidan Light. I'm going to be honest, I think he's the best left tackle in the country. He's a brilliant player, and I'm glad he's on board.
Correct.
53, the angriest man in the UK, Paul Christmas, a.k.a. Santa from the Scunthorpe Alphas. He's like a honey badger, if you've not met him. 65, Stu Cooper, Uniball Eagles.
Now, Coops, apparently, rumour has it, he ran a sub 5 second 40-yard dash in training at the weekend. Now, all I will say to the boys and girls of the stream here on Gridiron Hub, Craig Owen, fabulous beard, has said he will race Coops on Friday at our walkthrough in Tymon Park in Dublin. If Coops beats Craig in a 40-yard dash, Craig will retire. So I will film it. I'll be live on Seahawks Facebook page, but we may see a pre-game retirement. Just saying.
I'll be taking money on that as well, boys. MikeyGray.bookie.com. 67 is a good mate of yours, Mike Briscoe, Merseyside Nighthawks.
The box, yeah.
Checking
Monza
out
Square.
His Instagram posts. He's shifting a lot of weight around at the moment. Monster. Yeah. 69, some bloke called Mikey Gray. Never
met him.
Won't like him either.
Never heard of him.
Number 72, Levy Morrow, who is a chap who reached out to us from Alabama, who's never been across to play Britfold before. I think he was involved in the Alabama Chargers at some point. Nice story you've got there, Stang, about his into Britball.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not allowed to mention without putting a quid in the British governing body to say that they said he wasn't allowed to play because he was an international player. He came over to Cornwall, good friends with handsome Jeff Garside that we're going to bring up, and that governing body that I'm not going to put a quid in the jar said, you're not allowed to play because you're an international. And he was like, but I'm here. I just want a little run out for, with my friends. No. So he's coming over, and you know what? The fine people of Sealand have welcomed him like a brother. And not only that, he's one of our captains. God bless you.
And there we go. What Buffer won't allow, Safa will allow.
Stick a quid in. He's put a quid in there, Steve. Come on. Yeah, put a quid in.
But Safa is the CEO.
Safa. I've not heard Safa yet.
The Sealand American Football Association. Yes.
Yeah, we've not formed them yet, but we probably will do after a few beers in Dublin.
Correct.
Number 75 is, like you just said, Big Daddy Jeff Garside.
Big Daddy Jeff.
Go away, Ash.
The trash panda, bless him.
Going to 76, another bloke who I've never heard of, Mike Island from the
Never heard of
Razorbacks.
him. Not a clue. God bless the Razorbacks. The mighty Giggle Pigs. Ooh, yeah.
Number 19, I've been practicing his name, is Bradley Charalambos.
Correct. Well done.
The kicker.
He'll be so proud.
From Chaffey Panthers. Is he a college kicker or a high school kicker?
Chumbawamba. Yeah, I think he's college kicker.
Yeah, California based.
Mm-mm.
Moving on to the D.
Yeah.
Number 25, Josh Jennings, Kentucky native from the Leicester Falcons.
What a guy.
56, another one of the Thunder and Herd stalwarts is G-Man Garvin Yard from the London Hornets.
Now, all I will do is shout out to Garv. If you are watching this, Dublin is in Ireland. That is, you have to get on a plane to go over there. You can't drive there. Yeah, or try Pedalo, but it's because he'll get there and go, where's Dublin? God bless you. God bless you, Garth. He's the reason for my blood pressure being rather elevated a lot of the times.
We've got number 78, Paul Paulson from the Dumfries Hunters.
Machine.
Monster of a guy.
Yeah.
79, another Britball lovely bloke is Nick Benning from the Hughes Valley Eagles.
Oh, God. Head coach, what a guy. Love Nick Benning.
Everyone loves Nick Benning.
Nice bloke.
Top boy.
Number 90 is Danny Barnes from the Merseyside Nighthawks. His nickname Stan.
He, you see, I can't even keep character with that one. He announced, well, this is when we were doing the Thundering Herd stuff. We were saying, what have you got, like any silly nicknames? He said his nickname was the Cheetah. So we love the Cheetah or Deebs, but it was one of those ones of, no, any sort of silly nicknames. Cheetah. Has anyone actually used that other than yourself, Daniel? No, but he's that photogenic. We let him get away with it.
Number 92 is Idris Lawal from London Blitz.
Hopefully going out to Mallorca to play. Hopefully.
94 is Mr. Noop Noop Pingu, Mike French, who ran the chains at Slate dressed as a penguin.
Bless him.
That's a nickname for life there.
We love him.
Number 96, another attender for great beard, great hair, Ryan McKenty, Scunthorpe Alphas. Top
Perfect hair. Yeah.
Number 99 is Quad CJ, Charles Jaola, London Blitz.
Is he a Baron?
He's a Lord.
Is he Lord? Sorry.
He's a Lord, yeah. I should have been reading these titles out because we have.
It's all right.
Lots. Moving on to linebackers. I don't get this. Jack Watson selecting jersey number 0.
He's a Titan. That's all you need to know. He's a Titan.
Fair enough.
He's a Manchester Titan, so he has to go 0.
Number 5 is a player I played against. He was a former Peterborough Saxon back in the day when I was playing for the Bombers, and that is Johnny Hodgson of the Cambridgeshire Cats, top linebacker.
Johnny 5.
And so I'm going to mention him. I'm going to skip right down the list, right to the bottom of the linebackers, and mention as well 58 Russ Paulson, also for the Cats, also
Gotta love
Saxon, top player. Number 6 is Tish Pullen, who's Valley Eagles.
Tish is our captain. We love Tish. He's in no way a massive liability, honest. And for all of those people that are sharing a room with him in Dublin, good luck.
39. I think this is when we were trying to come up with somebody who really needed an angry linebacker. And we played last season in Belfast for the Razorbacks with a chap called Liam McNally.
Yes.
And he was just loud and he shouts and, nearly gets into fights and stuff like that. Yeah. So we thought, we'll get him in. So that's Liam McNally from the Razorbacks. 41 is Mike Ripley from the Lancashire Wolverines.
Boss player.
49 is another good mate of yours, Stan, Carl Rugen Jr., who played out with us in Ireland again last year.
See, everyone should know that Rugen Jr., he broke his helmet spearing someone in Mallorca. He has other helmets, access to other helmets. That's his favourite helmet. So when it's split in two and held together by the face cage, he taped it back up and carried on. Then carried on breaking other bits and pieces off it. So when he went out to Belfast last year, his face mask was held on by one clip, and he went, "Be all right, that," and then smashed someone else to pieces. I love Rugen Jr.
Yeah, I think we need some clips, mate. 52 is Jonathan Cobham from the London Olympians. He played at Schneider.
Monster of a player.
Moving on to defensive backs, which again is an absolute solid. We've got your son in number 8, Danny Tinker from the London Olympians.
Tinks, God bless him.
Also got number 19, brickball stalwart for the Sandwell Steelers, Sam Busher. I think he's been general manager and all sorts there, but very good player I've played against before. 20, one of your good mates as well, Mr. Johnny Weeks from the Tamworth Phoenix.
D captain Johnny Weeks, God bless him. I love him. That's all I'll say.
You're not going to mention any stories?
No, we're not going to mention the stories. I don't know if Vicky's watching.
23 is Jay Solenke from the London Blitz.
Yeah, if he turns up. I mean, that gentleman has all of the Schneider jerseys, and he's come to that many of the events. Fair enough. They're only feelings.
28 is a chap I played with at the Sheffield Giants. Dan Hewitt, known as Chewit or Chewy.
Yeah, he was on this.
Shorter than my 9-year-old daughter, but I've seen him fly through the air like an Exocet missile. So Yeah, I'm glad to have him on board. He's what, Norwich Devils these days?
I think so.
I think so. He's telling me another team maybe, but I don't want to say. Sorry, Chewy. 29 is Harry Henry Rackham from the Ouse Valley Eagles.
Yeah, we got his name wrong. Well, you got his name wrong. I knew it, but you just put him down. Yeah, you just put him down as Henry because balls to real names.
New name. 31 is Dan Hampton from Tamworth Phoenix.
Monster. Plays for that inferior nation, Great Britain or something.
33, O'Hoyle Chowdhury from the Tamworth Phoenix as well. He was involved with Schneider as well, wasn't he, recently?
Yeah, O'Hale's a lovely fella. Made up to have him on.
And rounding off the players, obviously no introductions. Number 45, Will Hobbs from the Tamworth Phoenix. Obviously, GB, he's played in Europe, I think Switzerland, wasn't it? And other teams. So yeah, no introductions needed for him. And yeah, that's the players. Do you want me to blast through the coaches?
Well, I was just going to ask a little question to Stevie. Are you sure? You could just have a little word with Bex and just say, just hold on.
Well,
just hold on a little bit.
It's not about holding on. She's got an induction date. So the baby was due on the 6th of March. And even then, that was like a bit cutting it too fine because she's typically a couple of weeks too early with all of her other kids.
Yeah.
She's so big. Like, they measured her last week and she was measuring at like 41 weeks, which is a week over full term.
Wow.
They were like, right, we got to induce you. So
yeah.
Like, she could go at any time. So if she gives birth tomorrow, there's a good chance I'll make it. No, that won't be. I can't tell you how much I want to get on the field and tell you guys what I can do.
So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 8 months. So as long as you don't get like busy like right away, you should be okay for Montpellier.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I need to get a vasectomy. I don't want any more kids.
Hopefully not live on Gridiron Hub though, Steve. Eh?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. No one watches it.
Content, mate.
Right. Yeah, it's all content, Mikey. Cool. Was that everything? Have you gone through the whole thing, Mikey?
I've run through the whole squad. I've got the coaches here if you want me to do them.
No,
yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Bollocks to those. It was a sideline.
You would have just said you could live stream it. Not saying it's the birth or the game. And then Sealand vasectomy tours. Yeah, we'll live stream those. Yeah.
Well, nice. I know. We are giving ourselves titles. I can give myself a title of the Sealand Doctor. So, if you want cut price, I can probably fit you in. Snip, snip.
Right, let's move on to the coaches.
Oh, God. Right, coaches. We've got head coach is Drew Anderson, who's a chap who's been involved in practically everything you've done, Stang, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was the king of Baffa for a couple of years, 3 or 4 years.
Offensive coordinator is Nick Tilbury from the Northampton Knights.
Lovely Nick.
Defensive coordinator is a person you think a hell of a lot about, isn't it, Stang? Cy Wainwright from the Cheshire Bears.
Never met the fella, never heard of him. Love him. Absolutely love him.
O-line coach, obviously doubling up, is our good friend Nick Bennin. D-line is going to be run by Wayne Drew, obviously Frankfurt Galaxy last season. Yeah,
just did a little bit of ELF, just won all of won the first title. Just saying.
Other assistant coaches, we've got Sam Astley from the Sandwell Steelers. We've got Lady Becky Tucker, if she turns up.
We'll see.
We've got a lad who we know from Belfast. He plays for the Knights, Jamie Totten. Plus the game day manager is Colin Parks of the Razorbacks, who's their GM.
And there you go.
That's it. Unless
so there you go.
Start running down the support staff.
No, God, no, we're all right. It's all right. We're just kicking the arse out of it now. But yeah, that's everyone. And I mean, Steve, you'll know we've got mega plans for this whole Seahawks malarkey going forward. So thanks for giving us the the airtime. I know I hijacked it the other day, but if anyone does want to jump on, and if you are, and I mean, you're not quite in this. You, Stevie, you're not quite in this category yet. I don't think but a vet, a Masters player that's kind of thinking, my knees are made of cream cheese, and I don't think I want to do a full season. But for Iceland, we will be operating that vets team. So if you are watching this and thinking, I love football, but I don't want to do a full season, give us a shout. We'll get you in for Iceland.
Cool. Thank you, gents.
Yeah,
we'll leave you to it. Well, yeah, looking forward to all the best for the game on Sunday. Is it Sunday? Saturday?
It's Saturday.
All the best for it, and I wish it was being live streamed. I'd definitely be watching, but you get on.
It's all right. I'll be filming it on this bad boy. Going, here I am. Oh, we're playing now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm really looking for. Well done for putting all this together, Mike. I remember when it was just. I think you just sent an email inquiring about it. For the first time about it. And to go from there, and it's not been it's been less than a year, I think, to get from there to where we are now is quite tremendous. So what you do for Britball. Or for American football in the UK is unbelievable. It really is fantastic, and everyone there's a lot of people out there that love you for the way you do things, and it's special. You're a special guy, and you do special things, and long may it continue. I'll always be here to help you, mate. Because, it's awesome. No, honestly,
thanks, Lev.
Yeah, I'm going to put you forward for an MBE. And we'll see if you get a fucking MBE for what you do for American football, I'll be over the moon. But you certainly deserve one, mate. Honestly, it's amazing what you do. You're constantly full of ideas, and but good ideas and good stuff, and you're good at pulling people together. And these events are going to be awesome. And I just hopefully we're going to obviously when I get involved as well, we'll never lose a game for the Seahawks, and it will be undefeated international team.
Yeah, so, we'll do the Vegas trip, stuff it. We'll go to Vegas and we'll beat everyone over there as well with you, Stevie. Yeah. You've done it before.
I have been to Vegas and played, but we didn't win.
Just saying. All right. Well, you never know. This is how you turn it around.
But played on TV. Yeah. Anyway, right. Enjoy your evenings, guys. Me and Tim.
Yeah. I'm going to try and take these off now.
All right, guys. Take care. Cheers.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
See you later.
Right, Tebbs. That was supposed to be like 15 minutes. It was about half hour.
Yeah. Which is why, if you've got anything more to talk about, Steve, no.
I do.
What else have you got?
Because people have been messaging me about this thing anyway, and I was already going to talk about it. I've got a short list of stuff I want to talk about. I'm going to get through it quickly, and I'm gonna crescendo it because I think there's a cool big thing to talk about.
Okay.
So Northumberland on the weekend played Newcastle, and their social media guy was hilarious.
Yes, very good.
Continually hilarious. I did a little thing calling him out because he took the piss out of a short player.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's laying into him, but that team that he's laying into was smashing his team on the field. And he took it. Wow, he was then joining in the chat. They then posted a meme at the end of the game and all that. Like bravo, absolute round of applause. Social media performance of the week goes to the Northumberland Mustangs dude, whoever you are, Mr. Anonymous social media.
Please tell me on the sheet that you've got the Royal Holloway Bears Sussex Saxons.
Yes, I do. That's my last thing that I'm going to talk about.
Sorry.
Shut up. So the other thing I want to talk about, and I've got a bit of a problem with it, right? And not the thing that happened, but the reaction to it. So I go through Instagram, right? Because so many teams update Instagram, I get scores from it and little bits of content. So on a game day, well, I know we're not live, but I'm making sure we're updating the scores on our post, and I'm just trying to get them as accurate as possible. And one of the games, Leeds versus Leeds, the Leeds derby, Leeds Beckett versus Leeds Griffins. Started looking through the pictures, and I was like, and because like the players on the field, and you can see players along the back side, the other sideline, and I couldn't tell who was playing for what team because there was like they were just so dark. Both and these were videos, right? So I screenshotted one, posted about it, saying this is a pretty bad clash, right? And then carried on with my day, carried on doing whatever. Woo! People from first, yeah, I don't know where to start because there's a couple of aspects to it, but yeah, one thing was a ref from that game came onto the post and started insulting me, saying I was trying to shit stir by posting it, and that it was absolutely fine. No one had a problem with it. And then, like, what happens is you get like what I call beacon posts. I think I've told you this phrase before, where someone will post something and then people that are too scared to like say something will like it. So you get this like support frenzy for it. And I thought, and then there was a couple of comments underneath, and they were like taking the piss, saying, "Oh well, one team's going one way and one team's going the other." And I thought, yeah, you stupid fuck, like, the whole reason that kits don't clash is because it's dangerous, right? Like, and refs can't see stuff. Anyway, I didn't bite on it. I was just like, I can't, because if I bit on it, if I'd have written something back to that, I'd have just had a tirade of these dickheads saying something. So I just banned that ref from Gridiron Hub Facebook page, right? Because I just can't be fucked with it. I thought, fuck you, you're talking shit. I'll probably unban him someday, but I just thought, like, to try and call me out and to try and say I was shit stirring when I wasn't, you can just go and fuck yourself. So that was one element of it. Then there were players, and this was on Instagram and on Facebook, actual players that took umbrage to me pointing out a kit clash. Like it was a personal diss to them or their team. The refs, the game, yeah, I suppose it is the refs, but the game was allowed to play with a kit clash. And I, for the life of me, I can't, like, if anyone that has commented on it or anyone that has liked one of those comments, you're a sad bunch of twats. Like, it's the most ridiculous. I don't know anyone that's ever got upset about someone pointing out that two teams have got a similar kit. For me, that shows just like the immaturity level of some of the dickheads that play this sport in Uniball, right? Anyway, so I've got a bit of a problem with that. But anyway, what I then did, because people saying, "Oh, was that taken on a potato?" Because I just screenshotted a video. So I thought, hold on, they might have a point here. Let me go back and have a look. So I had a look back through I tried to find some still images on Facebook. I couldn't find any, or on Instagram. So I went back and found those videos, and I took a few more screenshots, and it is ridiculous. Like, there's one player caught a touchdown. There are two defenders around him. I took a screenshot of it, and I think there was only one defender when I took the screenshot. And you genuinely can't tell if they're on the same team or not, apart from the styling of their numbers. Like, now, yeah, it may be different on camera and face to face, but that is, for me, that was way too close of a kit clash to go ahead. So that's my rant about it. What have people said? We all know Bafra could have one team Illuminates Peak and the other Midnight Black, and they'd still nothing. Oh, they'd still miss the call. I thought the father team. Yeah, that was quality, Sean. Yeah, that was Chris that made that comment. Very, 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 very dark blue. Yeah, I'm cool with humour, like all day. But when people were trying to say that I'm staring shit, they can go and fuck themselves. Because I don't ever try and stir shit. I will point out nonsense in the game though, and I will also say shit that's good. Like, but yeah, I think there's a lot of people, particularly in Bafra, that have got a fucking problem with me because I used to run Gridiron Memes. And there's these wankers at Bafra that don't like me in the board. And, they take every chance they get to have a pop at me or what I say and what Gridiron Hub does. And I just hope, hopefully they all fucking die of AIDS. We'll see. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so that was that. That was the kit clash thing. And you can see on our Facebook page, like, I put the pictures, but it was it's proper. You need to look at the numbers to see even the helmets are similar. Right, then we've got some other things that have come into the inbox today that I've not been able to post about. One of them is that I wasn't gonna start with this. This was going to be the crescendo, but because of what's happened now with the Holloway, I'm going to end on that. We've got the YSJ Jags, right? Last week there was a bit of an issue that we talked about with them not playing the Aberdeen Bulls. The Bulls coach, who's one of the Breens, come on to one of our posts and posted this long thing complaining about them, saying they're trying to avoid playing the fixture and that they're being difficult. And then they went all defensive on it and said, like, there's nothing, we're not doing anything wrong and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, that game was due to be replayed, and the Jags offered 2 times, a Tuesday and a Thursday at 9 p.m. kickoff to play it. Now, this is bearing in mind that Aberdeen is like a 3-hour one-way trip, 3.5-hour one-way trip. So, like they're looking at an overnight stay or whatever, like just absolutely ridiculous expecting university students to do this, right? The Aberdeen Bulls said, yeah, cool, they picked one of them. YSJ then said, no, we'll do it on Wednesday at a 2:00 kickoff. So they then had that in place. YSJ over the weekend was supposed to play the Pyros and they forfeited. And now YSJ have forfeited against Aberdeen Bulls after all that. So out of 7 fixtures this year that they had, they played 2. They played 2. And you think, it must be so frustrating to play in a league where you've got teams doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so like, why would you comment that length of a piece? Or it's like I went to Warwick versus Loughborough. That was a 7 p.m. kickoff. That was rough enough. That was rough enough. I can't imagine a 9 p.m. 3-hour journey. Yeah. So no, gross.
Yeah, So it was like they were just being dicks, basically. And this is like what I think I sort of mentioned it earlier, was like, you get this in Uniball, especially this time of year, like towards the end of the year, like all the shithousery comes out because you're trying to get a tactical forfeit from the other. Play not a tactical forfeit. You're trying to get the other team to concede a forfeit, and that's exactly what YSJ tried to do. And it's just like I hope Bucks just tell them to just leave. Just get out of here, or not. Maybe don't penalise the players, but penalise the coaches that are making these decisions. Just get a shot of them. Just get them, ban them from the sport, and then we'll get new coaches in that want to build teams that want to play. With players that want to actually play and contribute to the success of the sport. Yeah, that's exactly right, Sean. More like YMCA. I don't know. I think the YMCA is more organised and more committed than what YSJ seemed to be. So yeah, must have been really frustrating for those that played them. Obviously, I know I'm closer to the Breen, so I know a lot more about the behind the scenes on this particular one. But you imagine, they do that 2 or 3 times over with different clubs, and just pissing about. It just must be so frustrating. Like, you're more interested in like playing chess or scoring points off the field than you are on the field. It's just I genuinely think that there should be disciplinary procedure taken against those at YSJ that have done this, that have conducted themselves in this way. I think it's ridiculous. Nothing will happen though. It's just me ranting. Right, Tebbs, do you want to just tee up this next? So
I think, like, as much as the Newcastle Northumbria one was funny, I just love the pure touch of class in this one. I'm sure Steve will get it up because I saw it and I cracked up.
Well, apparently it's going.
So well
I don't know which social media account you're on about, because apparently it's going both ways.
I've only seen the Royal Holloway one from theirs.
Okay.
What was it? They've not got anything, lads. Quote.
Yeah. Oh,
well, they don't want
mate.
it.
Oh, mate, he's kicked off since then. So.
Oh, I don't know any of this.
Oh, sorry. I thought you did. So Royal Holloway were funny
No.
on social media yesterday. Yeah, the guy. I think it's Jack actually that's commented a couple of times. I think he runs the social media or did yesterday, and he was quite funny on there. And he quoted one of the Sussex. Is it Sussex Saxons they played? I think quoted one of their coaches saying, "Oh, this team's got nothing," and then he put the final score as 12-0 to the Bears, which was quite funny, right? So, however. There has been a right. I'm going to see if I can find because I've been messaged by a few different people about this. One earlier today, and then a couple while I've been on stream. Right. So there was a game between Surrey, so the Surrey Stingers, and the Royal Holloway Bears. The game wasn't played. I can't remember why. I don't know. Rained off. Whatever. COVID. So it wasn't played. So Bucks rescheduled it, and they've rescheduled it for a date after their cut-off day for the season. So it was like the 26th or something like that. I don't know. But obviously the season ends on the 20th, right? So that was like comical, and now they've so apparently Surrey had no facilities to play it, and then they tried to force Holloway to play it on the 16th this week, so Wednesday. And then they said they would refuse to play it if there weren't BAFRA officials. Well, there's never really BAFRA officials around for Wednesday games because they typically have got jobs and, commitments. It's like something they do on the weekends, right? Like Surrey have conceded to a forfeit now. So after like just messing about, it's like fairly obvious they were trying to get the game called off or awarded as a cancellation or a walkover. So anyway, that was like what had happened, and then I don't know who's gone first, but basically on Instagram the clubs have sort of taken shots at each other. Do you want to have a look at that stuff?
Go on, I've not seen it.
So I just hold on. Let me just look at the Surrey Stinger stuff. This is what I love. I love about Britball, man. People get like into it, and they really like take the piss out of each other. Okay. So I know the order now.
Also, my phone's run out of battery, so if I do die, that's why.
That's all right. I'll carry on regardless. Right. So let me just share my screen. You should plug your phone in while you're doing this.
My cable's fucked.
Oh,
it's plugged in there, but it's not charging.
You sound like a shit employee. Not saying you're an employee of mine. I just mean like when a shit employee gives excuses to a boss. Right. So there's this one. So I don't know if you can hear the audio on that, but it's he's saying,
I can't, mate.
I love how great this country is. Are you with me? And obviously no one responds. They put the caption of live footage of the Stingers head coach pre-game speech. That's 55 minutes ago, right? Then sorry, very quickly counter with this. Like within 10 minutes, this came in, right? Within 10 minutes of the other one being posted. So they've said give up a last second TD or give up a game-winning walk-off 2-point conversion, and then the Bears dabbing their heads, right? So taking a shot at them, and then the Bears came back with this and tagged Surrey. So they just screenshotted the league and put their meme there.
I love Uniball. Give me more.
I need to see what else let me just see what else the guys have said. Also, so I don't. This is unconfirmed. I think Surrey have also. So they forfeited this midweek game against Holloway, and they've also allegedly. I don't have this confirmed, but their game against Portsmouth on Sunday. So they forfeited 2 games, and now they're relegated because of it. Because loss of points. It looks like they might have been relegated anyway. Well, they had a chance to win. I suppose they could have got 5 points, but didn't fancy it. Took 2 forfeits, decided to then start talking shit on social media. I don't like. Just, it's amazing. So much shade being thrown by both teams appeared to. So much shade being thrown.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going back to the other thing about the teams playing in black. I
Nice.
know, mate. I know. Just yeah. So that's why I banned them and they can go. I just find it weird that a player goes, "Oh, he's talking about me. I'm going to have a go at him." Like it's got nothing to do with you other than you were on the field or not, but it's more to do with the decision. Anyway, yeah. So that's the Uniball roundup for the week. I don't think we've got anything else. I know we've done almost 2 hours again, which I didn't want to do, but I've enjoyed myself. Teb seems to have enjoyed himself.
It's been good.
And I don't have we'll do updates of the playoffs in the week. Thanks for sticking with us. If you had to leave, good for you. We'll catch you guys next week, and hopefully we'll have a good picture of the playoffs and we can talk about that. I might bring my new baby in and show you him like that. I don't know. My missus probably won't let me let her out of the house. Let me take him out of the house. We'll see. It's like when you get a puppy and they have to have their vaccinations and stuff. Sean said, "Good luck for the new arrival." Thank you very much, Sean. But yeah, this time next week, I will be a father of 3 boys. So I don't know what else to say other than that. Tebbs,
No.
do you want to sing us out?
No, I don't. I just wanted to remind everyone. Division 1 Lincoln Colonials, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking round of applause. Let's end the show on that.
Go Lincoln!
Let's end the show on that. Let's start the show and let's end the show.
Yeah.
Division 1 Lincoln Colonials. Okay, let's go. Okay, we can go
I'm
now.
excited
It's fine.
by it. I might even get one of the hoodies, mate. I might even get a Lincoln Colonials hoodie.
Oh, this is retro now, mate. I'm too old. This is falling apart.
I didn't mean that one. I just meant a hoodie.
Oh, do you want me to sign it for you?
Yeah, you could get the whole squad to sign it. Yeah, actually get the actual players to sign it, not you.
Oh, I don't know any of the actual. They don't let me talk to the actual players.
Yeah. Quality. Anyway, well done, Lincoln. Good on you. Enjoy Div 1 next year. Enjoy Div 2 the year after. We'll see you soon.
Grow up.